On this episode of Studio 66, Oklahoma's own James Robert Webb plays his own style of rocking country.
Gentlemen, start your weekend. There's a party in the barn out on Indian Road. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Oh, first skiing whiskey.
Coming up now on Studio 66.
Yeah, Times a Wastin' is a song that I wrote that it's kind of, I wrote it by myself, and it's kind of maybe an ode to impatience, for, a guy or somebody that's just, let's make a decision, Because we always hear that phrase, time's a wastin' in Oklahoma and around here. It's get a move on, that type of thing. So, but it's maybe a relationship song.
Tick scrapes right by like nails on a chalkboard in my mind. Every second, every breath is just one less that we have left. Time's wasting. Every minute of every day, a million moments slip away as this world spins through outer space round the sun. Hands on big and space. Time's wasting. Time's wasting. So why are we waiting? When my days are done and this life is through, I won't wanna regret the things I didn't do. I'd rather get to spending my time with you, because time's a wasting. Time's a wasting. Now I don't know what tomorrow brings, a broken heart or a golden ring. So tell me what's it gonna be, 'cause I can't wait for eternity. So love me, leave me, let me be, or take my hand and walk with me. But time's a wasting. So why are we waiting? When my days are done and this life is through, I won't wanna regret the things I didn't do. I'd rather get to spending my time with you, because time's a wasting. Time's a wasting. Time's a wasting. Time's a wasting.
So one morning I was at Banner Music in Nashville on Music Row, and where I write a lot, and one of my friends, Alex Dooley, came in. It was Friday, and we both, I guess it was like around noon, and we both kind of finished our morning rides. And he said, "Gentlemen, start your weekends." And I'm like, that is a great song. We have to write that. So we sat down and wrote it that afternoon, which is pretty funny. But yeah, to me, it's almost like, I don't know, like a NASCAR song, or maybe you can hear that Brooks and Dunn kind of influence, but also a little Rolling Stones and just kind of the rocky side.
You can feel it in the air. And this work week's all but done. There's excitement in the air. Boys have got their horses and they're ready to run. And it's 4:45, and I've never seen old Mike move so fast. Yeah, his shoes are rolling slow, but it's like he's caught a white white flag coming off pit road. Gentlemen, start your weekend. I got that finally Friday feeling that I've been needing. So fire those engines up, let's have a little fun. All the boys like us, down to feel that thunder roar. It's what we're living for. Gentlemen, start your weekends. We got our new boots on, about to put a dent in that payday money. Hearts are revving along. Just got a green light from a hometown honey, and she slides on over, gets a little closer, says, take me out for a spin. It's time to show her what's under the hood. Headed for a little juke joint way back in the woods. Gentlemen, start your weekends. I got that finally Friday feeling that I've been needing. So fire those engines up, let's have a little fun. All the boys like us, down to feel that thunder roar. Is what we're living for. Gentlemen, start your weekends. She's got that 84 Corvette red dress on, looking like a little Bristol pistol. Oh, fellas, I'm as good as gone. Gentlemen, start your weekend. I got that finally Friday feeling that I've been needing. So fire those engines up, let's have a little fun. All the boys like us, we're down to feel that thunder roar. It's what we're living for. Gentlemen, start your weekends. Gentlemen, start your weekends. Gentlemen, start your weekends, 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 weekends.
I've always been into music since I was a little kid. I guess just the sound of it. I've always loved music. Some of my earliest memories are listening on headphones to my parents' albums, and banging around on the piano when I was little. So that's kind of been part of my life since I was real little. I listened to so much, and I love kind of all eras of music, even like from back Mozart to like Cole Porter stuff to today. In country, I think my biggest influences are probably like the other Oklahoma superstars, kind of like Garth Brooks and Ronnie Dunn, being from around here too. Toby Keith and Willie Nelson and a lot of those classics, and the new there's a lot of newer great artists too. I like John Party, and just the list goes on. April May is been one of my biggest radio successes. It was like the 10th most played song by an independent artist as far as like actual detected spins, like by the computer and stuff. So it was like really a huge blessing and surprise for that. That just kind of came to me all of a sudden, and if I had to say there's an influence in there, it might be kind of a little Keith Urban meets Bob Wills, which is kind of a strange collision, but it turns a phrase kind of like the classic country songs do, and like I'm thinking April May, that's the whole linchpin of the lyric, and once that popped in my head, the song just kind of wrote itself.
Traveled the world, I've had some girls take my breath away. All said and done, there never was one that could make me stay. I'm thinking April, May. Yeah, I'm thinking April, May. She's got a hold on this old heart that may never go away. Now one side so long, so much to a June wedding day. No one's ever made me stay, but I'm thinking April, May. Yeah, I'm thinking April, May. knowing in my past, if it let love last past the break of day. No woman's heard those three little words that I can't unsay. But I'm thinking April, May. Yeah, I'm thinking she's got a hold on this old heart and never go away. Not one to start so long, so much to a June wedding day. No one's ever made me change, but I'm thinking na 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 na. Now one just out so long, so much to a June wedding day. Yeah, but love works in mysterious ways. She's all made up of those mysterious ways. She's got a hold on this old heart that never going away. Now once out so long, so much to a June wedding day. Now that's not about to change. She said yes, and now we're picking out dates. She said June 6th, but I don't think I can wait. And I'm thinking April or May. Yeah, I'm thinking April or May. Maybe spring break. Yeah, I can hear those wedding bells in Fort Lauderdale. See you picking up seashells in a bridal veil.
So I'm a practicing medical doctor, so I actually help people with osteoporosis and back pain that hasn't gotten better with conservative therapy or sometimes surgery, and help people with bone health here. And then I spend a lot of time in Nashville writing songs, recording, and with music industry stuff. I'm also a music publisher. Next to You is one that I haven't tracked yet. I think this is probably a world premiere for it. And that is a song that's a little bit influenced by, it's funny that I mentioned Cole Porter, it's influenced by some of those American songbook writers, just weird chords, and it also makes me think a little bit of that Garth song, Friends in Low Places, because it starts out with a little acoustic thing. And those are fun to play. Those types of songs are fun to play live, and then it builds. And so I wanted to write a song that kind of built like that, and that's where that came from.
You could offer me the sun and moon, all the stars in the sky, build me a mansion down in Malibu, way up on the mountain high. I can't imagine any sight I might trade for this view, 'cause there's next to nothing that can make me feel like I feel when I'm next to you. This old house could go down in flames, I still make it through. Yeah, thieves could rob me of everything, even steal my steel-toed boots. But if I still have you by my side, well, I'll be bulletproof. 'Cause there's next to nothing that can make me feel like I feel when I'm next to you. Next to you is where I wanna spend all of my days. Next to you, there is no distant second place. Inside your body, somebody who'll always be true. next to you. Next to you is where I wanna spend all of my days. Next to you, there is no distant second place. Beside your body is somebody who will always be true and a better man. If you're standing next to you, next to you.
I mean, I'm a music publisher too, an owner in Banner Music, and like our biggest success today, we actually got a cut on Kane Brown's debut album. So, a 1 in a million shot. Actually, I'm a double platinum publisher because that album ended up selling like 2 million copies, basically. Okefuskie Whiskey is an interesting story. We wrote it a few years ago. I wrote with Matt Shannon, who's actually from Okefuskie, and he's actually a blacksmith. He does a lot of that. And when we first started writing, one of the things that when we were talking and getting to know each other, we first bonded over the fact that we both had grandfathers that were blacksmiths. And I'd always thought that was cool with my great-grandfather. And then Matt kind of one-upped me because he told me this story about his great-grandfather had this still that ran in the basement of the forge. So it was the perfect cover because they was always running the blacksmith's forge whenever they were running the moonshine still. And they had pigs out back that they fed the mash to. It was like the perfect cover. So it really does kind of harken back to that era of Prohibition and just, I don't know, romanticizing the dark side, they might say. This is a song about a bootlegger. And it's kind of like the NASCAR, exactly. You can start your weekend with some Okefuskie whiskey.
Between Deep Fork and the Buckeye Creek, amongst the briar thickets and the blackjack trees, Papa lived there in a rusty tin roof shack with a blacksmith's forge that poured out clouds of smoke out back. And when the markets crashed and the hard times came, the law looked the other way, and he made Okefuskie whiskey. Papa brewed from Oklahoma corn. Okefuskie whiskey, yeah, burned like fire straight out of his forge. Okefuskie whiskey. From Boulder down to New Orleans, and every one-horse mapped-out town in between. He was hauling 100 proof out underneath the stars, long before the interstates and Dale Earnhardt, shipping China that Pontiac with the jug sloshing him back. Okefuskie whiskey, Papa brewed from Oklahoma corn. Okefuskie whiskey, yeah, burned like fire straight never found my granddad still. But I got into blacksmithing, fired up that forge. And there's a brick on a stumble about 100 yards south of the porch. So when midnight comes, leave a 20 and a 5. When you come back, you'll find whiskey. It's still brewed from Oklahoma corn. Whiskey still burns like fire straight out of his forge.
Party in the Barn. So Party in the Barn was really the first song that I wrote as a writer. I think I wrote most of it on my mother-in-law's porch one day, just kind of playing around on a guitar. And that definitely, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So I think that really harkens back to some of those up-tempo things by Garth Brooks or Tracy Byrd and some of that 90s era country. But for me, it's just, it also had a little bit of regional roots in it, in that Indian Road is a town outside of Kellyville, and actually there was a real thing, like this Party in the Barn. So it's, I think some of these songs that have a little bit of truth to them that kind of tell a story are some of the best ones. And Okfuskee Whiskey and Party in the Barn both kind of pull you in on this story. Spider on an old wooden beam, spinning a web where she can be seen. When it comes to shaking, no, it's not a flight she's taking. She just feeling good vibrations from a redneck congregation, filled to the brim and getting tight. Yeah, they've been packing it in every Friday night. Time to get your boots on, dancing to the neon. Come and get it before it's gone. Live it up down on the farm. There's a party in the barn out on Indian Road, where anyone who's anybody's bound to go. Get dressed up, drive on down, and you can drop your troubles just outside of town. They would boot, scoot, cut her up, they even do the jitterbug till the cows come home. There's a party in the barn down Indian Road. Well, I'll show you a good time to shoot, wait to see. You got a real tight band tonight, it's one piece. Got a fiddle, got a pull off, and away they go, with Orange Blossom Special and the Cotton Eye Joe. There's a party in the barn out on Indian Road, where anyone who's anybody's bound to go. Get dressed up, drive on down, now you can drop your troubles just outside of town. Well, boot, scoot, cut her up, we'll even do the jitterbug till the cows come home. There's a party in the barn out on Indian Road. Cowgirls in the high pants, scooting to a line dance. Someone left the gate down at the Rockin' Body Ranch. There's a party in the barn out on Indian Road. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Get dressed up, drive on down, and you can drop your troubles just outside of town. A girl with boots, scoot, cut her up, we'll even do the jitterbug till the cows come home. There's a party in the barn down on Indian Road. After we boot, scoot, cut her up, well, it's not just the two of us. Turn the lights down low. Oh,
after the party in the barn down on Indian Road. Lord, there's a party in the barn down on Indian Road.
Oh, no, I've just had a great time. Thanks for asking me up here. I've had a really good time, and hope people connect with the music. You can find me at jamesrobertwebb.com. All the social sites, we make it easy: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. It's all James Robert Webb.